Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Christopher Aaron. This is the iGold Advisor channel. It is February 25th, and it is time for a silver price update. I want to offer a perspective based on the real-world visible trends that are impacting the silver price right now so you can have a clear sense of where this market is headed. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you should hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified so you don't miss any of these videos. If you have 1 second to give it a thumbs up, I very much appreciate it. Thank you for that. Last but not least, make sure to follow us for free on X or Twitter at iGlobalGold, because if you don't, you are missing free content that I put up there on X. All right, let's get into the silver price update, our legal disclaimer. And now we go. What I want to do is the long-term perspective on silver, because I think it can be easy to get caught up in the minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. Silver has been extremely volatile here in the range as it's trying to get over 33 per ounce. This is a significant resistance level going back for the last several months. So the big picture perspective helps us to remember what is really going on here in this market. The major trend that silver is in is right here. You should be able to see it. It's this green target shaded zone. It's this rising wedge pattern. And you can see that it began here at the impulsive low in early 2024. You can see all the lows that are coming up, up, up. And you can see that this market has just been hugging this level here, hugging it for the last several months. And right now, it is literally on the line, plus or minus a few cents. I mean, as we're speaking, silver is trading at $31.73. This is in the spot market. The specific level that I'm watching is $31.95. So this is this rising support. It's been going on for over a year. It has defined the rising trend that silver is in. And this is our primary concern if we're focusing on the actual trends that are in play in this market. So ideally, I would like to see $31.95 held on weekly closes. It can have a day or two where it's below this line, but I would like to see this held at the end of the week and at the end of next week. And if that is the case, I think silver has a fairly clear shot to get from this zone in the low 30s pretty quickly up to 37, 38. The reason for that is that 37.38 is the upper boundary. Now look at the upper boundary of this green pattern. Look, notice the hits all in here, all in here, all in here, right? And so the next major hit on this pattern is going to come at 37 or 38, depending on when the pattern is tested, how many months into the future. And I know this kind of looks like the line is going straight higher, but in reality, it's not. I would expect this to take several months, a couple months, to get from the low 30s up to that 37, 38. From there, I suspect we would have a little bit of a back off, a little bit of a pause before this market would work its way into the apex of the pattern, which comes at about the $44 level. And we will be talking about that right about by the end of 2025, early 2026. So within the next year, we will be tacking on another $12 or so. And this level, if you look here at the apex of the pattern, it is no coincidence that within a stone's throw gets us into the former peaks. You know, you look at this peak right back here, where my mouse is from $44, then of course the former all-time high from 2011, $50. So it's no coincidence that this peak of the green pattern matches exactly with that peak. You know, from 44, silver could move back up to 50 within a couple days. At that point, it's going to be moving quite aggressively, and then we would functionally say that, hey, we've matched the former 2011 peak, right? So this is the most likely outcome for silver if this market can hold on to 31.95 here for the weekly close. Now, if it cannot hold on for the weekly close, I do not think it means that silver is going to collapse back to $18 or $22. But what I do think it means is that silver is going to need to consolidate, let's say, for the better part of this year. And that would make sense if you think that, well, maybe gold needs to consolidate below 3,000 for a few more months. And then maybe we get into the strong season, August, September, gold breaks out, and then maybe that's when silver finally has that opportunity to round up and follow gold. So I think it's important to note, we've seen some short-term breaks of this line, but it keeps clinging to it. And so far the support is valid. And so we would like to see $31.95 held here on these weekly closes. If you like the kind of videos that you're seeing here, you should know that we produce much longer analysis for our premium members in Precious Metals Intelligence Plus. 1 hour plus every single week, covering not only silver, but gold, the mining sector, Bitcoin, and the exact investments that we are making, with flash updates going right to your inbox when we make those decisions. Now, the other interesting thing that's going on here for silver is this. Take a look at it. Notice this. This is a divergence here. We're switching over to look at gold for a moment, but you're going to see why this is related to silver in just a second. Notice here that over the course of November, December, January, notice that gold and Bitcoin were basically trading in lockstep as a net sum over the course of these 3 months, November through January. Look at what has happened here just over the last month, just into the month of February. All of a sudden, Bitcoin has plunged here, and I'm watching Bitcoin separately. We'll be getting into that in our premium subscription, but Bitcoin has broken a key support, and gold is holding up. So why is this important? It's because over the last number of years for silver, Bitcoin has really competed with silver as a more speculative store of value compared to gold. And now that we see Bitcoin losing its favor compared to gold, it is possible that we are on the verge of that speculative flow of funds say, you know what? I am going to move some of that capital back into silver instead. This is a very important development here that I've been following for a number of months. I've been waiting to see when this correlation between gold and Bitcoin breaks, and it has started to break down here just over the course of the last several weeks. So if that speculative money is no longer going into Bitcoin, I think it is only a matter of time before it goes into silver. And so that leads us to one of the scenarios that we're watching here. Key level with silver, $31.95 for this week. Remember, these levels change every single week because the trend changes itself. Again, if you like the type of analysis you've seen here, but you want to join us much more in depth every single week, the service is called Precious Metals Intelligence Plus. We produce everything that you've seen here and so much more. You literally cannot be without this if you're expecting to be an informed precious metals investor throughout the course of this bull market. If you are a higher net worth investor, you have to understand the way to get the most leverage possible in the precious metals sector for the long run is by investing in private placements with us. And in these private placements, the reason why you get more leverage than simply buying the physical metals or even buying open market gold and silver mining companies is because in the private placements, they give you free warrants with every single investment that you make. That gets you nearly twice as much upside compared to buying these companies in the open market. If you join us in our elite service, you will also receive a free subscription for our Precious Metals Intelligence Plus so that you do not miss anything. Lastly, if you would like to sit down and talk with myself, Christopher Aaron, know that you can book a consultation right on our website. We sit down just like we're talking here on YouTube, but instead I listen to your exact situation. And this is from someone who's been in this market for almost 20 years. And I have extensive experience buying and selling physical gold and silver from bullion dealerships, storage facilities, vaults, mining companies, production companies, exploration companies, trading futures, options, ETFs, and much, much more. So if you would like to speak, book that consultation so I can offer you my assessment of your situation. So in sum, we see silver clinging to that support. Remember the figure, $31.95 in the spot market is the level that we want to see held this week and next week on the weekly closes. And then we will have a very clear sense, is silver ready to follow gold now, or is it going to take that other pathway later on, perhaps into early 2026? Thank you.